What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burning Hammer podcast. I'm Mark Izzo. He's Dylan O'Brien, and we are your hosts. And on this episode, we'll be diving into the matches for Saturday night's main events. Plus, we'll get into some Money in the Bank talk. But before we do that, we have to let you know about the next dog event. That is going to be June 28th at Sacred Heart Church in Riverton, New Jersey. We better see you guys out there for some good old fashioned wrestling. And if you guys want a little bit of a taste of what these dog events are like, then you need to subscribe to Dog's YouTube channel because they are uploading their matches from Roan After Hours and South Jersey Geek Fest. So if you want to see what the action's like over at these dog wrestling events, then you can subscribe to their YouTube channel. You can get a little taste of these awesome matches that they're putting on. They have a ton of a lot of talented wrestlers across the board over there. And obviously we'll be in production. Hopefully we will both be on the call for that. So I'm very excited for Sacred Heart Church still, June 28th. What about you?
Yeah, me too, man. Bunch of matches that are going to be absolute bangers in the works. And hopefully I've had a ton of fun calling the matches so far, and hopefully I'll be able to have you with me calling them this time. Even though you've been doing a wonderful job, obviously, with the camera work.
Just trying to do Stu.
Need that
proud.
dynamic duo behind the mic to really get the commentary going. So looking forward to having you back there with me. But yeah, gonna be a great event. So everybody make sure to get out to the Sacred Heart Church in Riverton, New Jersey on June 28th for dog wrestling. I believe All American Bash is the name of the event. So
very nice. Very
gonna
nice.
Gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a bash. So Dill, let's get a t-shirt check before we dive into this. What do you got on?
Yeah, man, had to I don't think I've worn this since we started redoing the t-shirt checks.
Okay.
Pretty hard to keep track, honestly, of what I have and haven't. But pretty sure I haven't worn this one. New Day Rocks. Run
Thank
DMC
God
style.
for the New Day.
This is a classic WWE shirt at this point.
That's a good one.
This was one of my favorite New Day shirts. They constantly do the Run DMC style shirts for like everything, you know what I mean? But the New Day one felt
we got one up on our website.
Yeah, right. But the New Day one felt like the way to go. As far as I actually found the shirt in a thrift store, which was awesome. It was and it was in great condition when I found it. I've had it for years now at this point. So yeah, but probably my favorite tag team of all time, honestly. The New Day, definitely top 3. So
okay,
love this shirt right here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do we got for you, Mark? I'm getting a peek right now, but
yeah, I thought it was kind of on theme with this guy who just went back to WWE. I got the now Aleister Black, but the shirt is Malachi Black, kind of like a stained glass t-shirt right here that I believe you got me.
Yeah, I did.
So yeah, this is nice t-shirt, Aleister Black, one of my favorites.
I'm not sure if it was a gift, though. I don't know if it was a gift. Like, I think you gave me money for it.
I can't remember if I did or not.
Neither do I.
Gave you money. But it doesn't matter.
It wasn't a lot of money. I just remember I, hit you up because
there was... bundle.
No, that's what it was. It was that bundle. Like, this person had, 6 shirts, and I was like, dude, I don't need all 6 of these, but between the two of us, we'll figure it out.
So obviously Aleister Black back on SmackDown, and he's been featured, I think, every week since
one of your favorites
return. That's right. Love his wrestling style, very unique, and I'm happy he's getting his NXT presentation back on the main roster. That was the first thing that I noticed with him. So let's talk about Saturday night's main event, Dylan, because at time of recording, which is Friday, we have only 2 matches announced, but we recently had a new one. So right now we have Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then we've got CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman. And I think obviously we're going to be getting R-Truth versus John Cena. They may announce that tonight for us on Friday Night SmackDown. So I would
Yeah,
anticipate.
is Cena going to be on SmackDown tonight?
I don't think he's been advertised.
So he's probably not. Usually they're going to advertise he's going to be there for pretty much every time he's there. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's not going to be there. That's the only thing that like made me like is questioning now if they're going to do the R-Truth thing. Is I'm just like, when are they going to say it if Cena's not there? But maybe Nick Aldis will just like put it together or something.
Yeah. With
But
R-Truth,
yeah, they'll figure out ways to do it.
they could easily do it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was more just like, I was like, I felt like 100% positive, and now I'm just like, oh, I thought Cena might have been on Raw, even though he wasn't advertised. I was just like, but I guess he is the SmackDown champion, so
Right.
we will see what happens there. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that that match is going to happen too, which is awesome, right? Got to have that
Yeah.
match. R-Truth, the perfect representative of all of us, right?
That's right.
Going up against his childhood hero, just like all of us. So that is going to be sick. Can't wait for that.
So, what do you think about Jay versus Logan? I mean, not much of a build here for this match. Kind of going into it, it's just been like 2 times Logan's kind of snuck up behind Jay and just attacked him. I don't think they've really been. I don't know if they've been in the same ring to cut a promo against each other yet, but yeah. I mean, I guess at least they're doing this at main event and not a PLE, which is good.
Yeah. It's just like every time Logan Paul wrestles for a title, it makes me realize that he probably will be a world champion one day.
Yeah.
Which sucks. And I really don't want it to happen, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Jey Uso's not losing this match. Jey Uso is
No, he's not.
absolutely retaining this title against Logan Paul. I'd honestly assume for them to move off of this story pretty quickly and into another feud for Jay.
Well, they are. They with the Gunther stuff now. They're going like right back to Gunther.
Obviously, yeah. So they're going right back to Gunther. June 9th, we got Gunther's getting his rematch against either Logan Paul or Jey Uso, who I think we all feel very confident it will be Jey Uso.
Yeah, on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, on Raw.
Yeah.
Not being on Money in the Bank, very interesting. They rarely like book out title matches like this for a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Which puts a lot of. It's just really interesting. They just don't really do this. So it really makes you think, what do they have planned for this match?
I think they got something planned for it. I don't quite know what that is yet, but I think the fact, like you said, they're doing it on Monday Night Raw. They kind of have a month to build it. There's some question marks surrounding this match. It's not just gonna be a typical match.
It's just like, part of me thinks it's probably Goldberg. Right? That feels like.
July. Yeah. That would give them plenty of time.
I'm just like, if it's Goldberg, then. Because if it's not Goldberg, I'm like, the only other thing I can think of is Gunther winning.
Those seem like the two options.
Yeah, so it's like. And I feel pretty confident that they're not just going to put it back on Gunther.
Agreed.
Not right now. So yeah, that's what makes it really interesting. It's just like that whole build and the fact that they're not, because they have a month to build. They could build it for a month for Money in the Bank, but they're not doing that.
Yeah, it is odd that they're not putting it on Money in the Bank.
Cash in?
Would that be after Money in the Bank?
Would be the Monday after.
That would be interesting.
I didn't even think about that, but that definitely, I mean, the fact that there will now potentially be somebody with the Money in the Bank briefcase really throws a wrench into things.
Yeah, it'll be about that time where every week we talk about if the Money in the Bank winner is going to cash in or not. So,
Yeah, it's going to
um,
be really interesting.
so I'm assuming 5 matches for main event. I'm assuming they probably
I
already
think
announced 1 or 2 since the time this came out. I think they do 5, right?
yeah, they did 5 last time. Um, I don't know, man. I just don't. They're kind of making it a little bit difficult in my eyes to kind of figure out what matches are going to be on main event and what's going to be on Money in the Bank. It's really got really throws a. So the big thing is, I'm like a title match. So like the world title is probably not going to be on Money in the Bank. Almost definitely not. I would say
I would
99%
agree.
no. If it's going to be defended on Raw 2 days later, and then it's also being defended on main event.
Yeah.
So you gotta think Cena's wrestling.
At Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Cena versus Punk.
Not enough time.
What do you mean not enough time?
Money in the Bank's in less than a month?
Yeah, but like what else are they gonna do?
I don't know. I want that. I think they need that's a SummerSlam match.
We don't got
You
a
don't
lot of
build that.
time, Mark. Like
Yeah, but you don't build that match in 3 weeks for the first match at least.
there is no you've been built it's already built. It's John Cena versus
Yeah,
CM Punk.
but
You don't have to build it. It's built.
I want to build it some more a little bit.
I mean, I could argue that they should have done that for Randy, and what they just did with Randy was great.
That is true, but I don't know.
We don't got a lot of time, man. We got to bust out the hits.
I know. I
We
mean,
don't got a ton of time.
that is true. I actually just watched that match. Well, I watched some of it, Cena versus Punk from Money in the
Yeah.
Bank.
That's my big thing with it. I'm just like, Money in the Bank is the place to do it. I don't
That
even
is true.
necessarily think it's gonna happen at Money in the Bank. I'm just like, I don't know, because to me it's hard to go back to Cody until you're gonna put
Take
the
the
title
title off him.
back on Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like we at least got to get Cena and AJ one more time. Hopefully.
I mean, yeah,
That
you
seems like
hope.
one of the hits that we got to play.
I mean, yeah, Punk before that. Like, if we gotta choose, we gotta get Punk.
Oh, agreed. I think we could get both. I think like AJ could be
No,
maybe
agreed, 100%. I
an
want to get
easier
AJ
match
too.
to book on a shorter notice, but they definitely are in a tricky spot here with Saturday night's main event, and then they have Money in the Bank not too far. After that, they have like a bunch. I don't remember what month it was, but they had like a bunch. They had like 2. I think it's like the Saudi show and then another show are like fairly close together also.
Yeah, they screw themselves sometimes with stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
or they just put themselves in weird spots. Like, I was pretty confident Tiff was going to defend on main event, but now she's defending tonight.
I know. I thought this
So
match was happening at main event. I felt
yeah,
pretty good about it.
so that's what puts me in a weird, and maybe it still will.
I feel like the WWE tag titles have a good shot of being on main event.
That's the Street Profits, correct?
Yes.
Versus who? Fraxium?
Fraxium probably.
Yeah.
Picked up a win against the Street Profits. I think it was last week or the week before.
Yeah, do you think they're going to put the titles on Fraxium?
Probably.
They might.
Feels like it would be weird if they pinned the Street Profits and then kind of didn't immediately. But the Street Profits were injured.
Yeah.
That's
It
what kind
was
of they were
all
playing. But
in.
I don't know. They obviously have strapped a rocket to Fraxium's back, so it wouldn't surprise me if they win their first. They win when they first get their opportunity to become
Yeah,
tag team
when's the
champs.
draft?
They have not officially announced it yet. They usually do it around the NFL draft, which has passed.
Yeah.
So I don't know when or if they're going to
Maybe
do
they'll
it.
go around the NBA draft this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe since
So
Cooper Flag is such a big name.
yeah, because they'll shake things up for that also. But um, what do you think? 4 matches for Money in the Bank?
Maybe 5. I think 4 is a good bet though. I definitely feel like I think we're gonna get a similar card to what we got at the Rumble.
Okay,
And that was 4 matches, right?
I think so.
But like that was the ladder match too, right? Like I think we're gonna get 4 matches, 2 of them being Money in the Bank, and then I think the other 2 will be.
Let's see.
They're not just gonna be like they're gonna be pretty big matches. I think.
Agreed,
As far as
especially if one's Cena.
yeah, like you got to think one of them has to be Cena, man,
I agree.
and it's in L.A. It's
Yeah, they
where
had
he
the
first Netflix. It's like where he announced the retirement tour and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. They had the ladder match and the 2 out of 3 falls tag match, plus the 2 Rumble matches.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, even if it's not 2 stipulations, like I just think they're gonna
Like
do.
Cena's match is going over 20 minutes.
Yeah, like Cena's match is gonna be a big match, and then I think they might do like. Yeah, maybe like a big tag match. Maybe they'll do like a 3 or 4 team tag team title match or something. Maybe they'll do the women's tag titles.
Who do you have any early thoughts on who could potentially win the men's Money in the Bank?
So who's in the match tonight?
So for us recording, we have our first qualifying match, which is Solo versus Jimmy versus Ray Phoenix.
So it feels like Ray Phoenix is going to win that, right?
Agreed.
Like Solo and Jimmy get. I don't know. Ray Phoenix wins that. It feels like
100% agree.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, you see, I wish we knew all the qualifying matches.
Yeah, so that's the only match that we are aware of at time of recording. They're starting to do all the qualifying matches now, so I'm assuming, I know they're having some on Raw, but they haven't announced what they are yet.
Yeah, I think Karrion Kross would be a really good choice. Obviously, he's like really hot right now. A lot of fans are getting behind him.
Number 1 T-shirt.
Yeah, number 1 T-shirt. But
Burning Hammer's been behind him.
Yeah, I mean, we love. We are fans.
Go back
of
like
Killer
months and months ago. We talked about how we thought he was main event caliber wrestler.
He's sick. I mean, dude, we probably were saying that when he was in NXT. It's not like we're not like. Well, I feel like we've always loved him. Like even when he was in NXT, we loved him.
Yeah,
he was sick in NXT. The bald head.
Yeah.
I wanted him to go back to the bald head at one point, but I like his hair now. I like the long hair.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think he would be a really good choice. I'm afraid Logan Paul might win.
Yeesh. Let's not even put that out there.
Yeah.
I think LA Knight's a pretty good choice.
Agreed.
Um,
I really like Karrion Cross with it though. I think it fits his character. Like, the whole
Agreed.
TikTok thing. He's got the briefcase
I think
lurking
he
over.
would be like one of the best. He could have like one of the best Money in the Bank briefcase runs in like quite some time.
Agreed. I think
If
he
you
would
just
be
kind of
really, really fun.
just let him do his thing. Um, I mean, I think obviously we have to mention Cody. I think is an option as much as I don't think he should. I think
Yeah,
he
I
is a
think I
pretty
think
good
Cody
option.
I think Cody winning and then like calling his shot in the main event of SummerSlam ag- against Cena is not a bad call at all. Like I think that's I don't I don't necessarily think it's like super likely, but it's definitely not super unlikely.
Yeah, so Cody, I think another interesting name would be like Carmelo Hayes.
Agreed. Yeah, I think he's one on on a lot of people's minds as a potential option.
His
Um,
Andre the Giant chain's pretty awesome.
it's so
He's just
funny.
like a part of their team now.
Yeah, the what Andre the Giant? Yeah,
Yeah, because they're just like me, you, and Dre.
yeah. Um, yeah, that was so funny. Like when he gifted that to him. Um, and it's really turned into a thing where they've used it to push Mello as a singles guy instead of like making it like a tag team thing. Kind of, they're like
Yeah,
almost using Miz almost as like kind of like what Trick was for Mello in Miz is just kind of Trick's hype man. Or no,
yeah,
Miz is just kind of Mello's hype man, the same way
yeah.
Trick was in NXT. So, and it's been fun and entertaining. So I don't hate it. Um, I absolutely think that's a great call though, Mark. As a dark
What about
horse.
Sammy?
Yeah, I think Sammy's definitely another dark horse. I think Sammy's a probably, and until Sammy wins a world championship, if he ever does, I really hope he does. I think he's always going to be a contender for Money in the Bank, right? Because it's just like, holy shit, the pop. If Sami Zayn won Money in the Bank, man,
Yeah,
that would be
I
so
mean,
awesome.
my goodness.
The pop would be crazy, man. Uh,
Agreed. It would be unreal.
yeah, I mean, obviously, Jacob is an interesting name.
Mm.
He's the U.S. champ at the moment. Um, I don't think it's quite the right time. I also don't think Jacob really needs it. I think
Agreed.
I think you can just kind of put Jacob in the main event whenever you want. Um,
Yeah.
like I think we're
But
already
that
at.
that we're talking about pops. You talk about Jacob Fatu winning Money in the
Yeah,
Bank
the
also.
main reason, and it's also the main reason I'm just like I just want Jacob Fatu to be in the match.
Yeah, that would
I
be
really
awesome.
badly want him to be in that match. Um, is Fatu going to defend on main event? You think?
Mm.
I lean no.
Probably. Oh,
Okay, no. What were you
interesting.
going to say against who?
LA Knight.
Interesting. I lean no just because they had him fight on Backlash. Um,
I definitely get that, but I think like they're like I think LA Knight's coming back for his rematch because he didn't like he had Jeff Cobb take him out and like interfere. So that's what like the only thing where I'm like maybe they go back
mm,
to because LA Knight got screwed. So it's like you kind of do that for Saturday night's main event, and then you can kind of start to build Solo versus Jacob a little more, and kind of once he finally just gets LA Knight out of the way, LA Knight could go Money in the Bank, maybe win the briefcase, and that's kind of how you finish up that story. But I wouldn't be surprised um if he doesn't defend either. But I think like him versus LA Knight, it feels like main event would be a good time for that match to happen if they're going to do it.
yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
So I feel like Penta's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, gotta have Penta, which makes it interesting, right? Because we just predicted that we're gonna get Ray Phoenix from the other side, which is I don't
Yeah,
think it's all that crazy for both of them, like to be in the match. I think it's pretty realistic, honestly, that both of them will be in the match. Um, but that'll be fun.
Yeah,
we
that'd
get
be a whole heck
of
of a lot of
course,
fun.
you know, real life hermanos, the Lucha Brothers. Um, long time. I mean, I would say multiple of each of their best matches are with each other, so are
Yeah,
like against
yeah,
each other. I'm saying.
yeah. And
So
ladder matches. A lot of their best matches are ladder matches,
yeah,
and
so
they've had a
that's
ton
the
of
one thing
iconic
I'm like
ladder matches.
um throwing them in there, getting some Penta, getting a Lucha Brothers spot, and then also a Penta versus Phoenix spot would be pretty cool.
So I'm hoping that Alistair or Rusev are in the match.
Yeah, it feels
Feels like you got to get at least one of them in the Money in the Bank
yeah, for
match,
sure. If it Are
if
they
not
gonna go
both.
6 people? Or are they gonna go 8? They always go. They usually go 6, right?
Probably 6.
Yeah, they used to go 8. 8 is so fun. 8 is a lot of fun.
Maybe I could see them going 8 because they
The
have so
roster's
much
just so deep,
talent.
dude. Like
Yeah,
you might
that's
as
why they
well just
can
go 8.
very easily. You think Seth competes in the Money in the Bank match?
I think there's a shot for sure. I think. I actually think Braun Breaker is an interesting pick
Yeah.
for Money in the Bank, especially being that um, it can kind of be. Obviously, Seth is a very successful Money in the Bank holder, cashed in the main event of WrestleMania. So I think they could do some fun stuff with like Seth kind of further taking him under his wing, being like, and I was the best person to one of the best cash ins of all time. So like who better to kind of coach you through when to cash that thing in than me? Um it does feel like Triple H is very I like I think it's very much a wait and see sort of thing. Like but it's absolutely on the table of this like all leading to Seth versus Braun eventually. Like a good ass Seth and Braun feud. Um
Is there any chance that like Braun wins and he cashes in on a future world champion, Seth?
I think that's definitely possible. I kind of think Seth is going to take the title off Jay.
I am leaning that way also
Yeah.
currently.
Um I think you just push this faction to the moon, dude. Uh not soon. Give Jay a good run. But
Yeah.
down the line, I think I would like Seth to take it. Maybe Survivor Series. Um like I said, I would like a good Jay run. But SummerSlam would be a bit too soon, I think,
Okay.
to take it off Jay. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying it would be a bit too
I
soon.
feel like they may do it at SummerSlam.
Agreed. I think there's definitely a good chance they do. I think also Triple H has very much gotten into a pattern of he doesn't let the biggest moments are supposed to be for WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Like I understand that. Those are your biggest shows. But I feel like Triple H has a tendency to um, only let those big stories kind of come to a climax at those shows.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're not getting a world title change unless it's on SummerSlam or Mania.
Okay.
Like it just doesn't really.
Yeah, no, I
Um
tend to agree with you on that front.
and I mean, has anything made me feel differently thus far? It's been Seth won the title, lost to the Drew at Mania, got cashed in on by Damien. Damien lost it to Gunther at SummerSlam. Gunther lost it to Jay at Mania, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
like, and those big moments like should happen, but I'm also just saying like you're just like work yourself into a pattern sometimes where you're just like, um, I think so. That's where I'm saying like I think Jay retaining at Mania and then losing at something like Survivor Series. I think you then add more stock into a show like Survivor Series. You add
One
more,
of the big four.
yeah, and it's um. So we'll see, and who knows if they're going to do war games and stuff this year. That's really interesting.
So I didn't think that they were going to do it War Games because they're doing Survivor Series at a baseball stadium, and I think it's outdoor stadium.
Yeah, that
So
makes
I don't know
sense.
like how they would like rig up
Where's it at?
the War Games cage. Hmm, I forget.
All good.
Let me
Don't worry
see
about it.
if I can. Let me see if I can find it. So what do you think about the women's side of things? We've got another qualifying match here. San Diego, Petco Park in San Diego, the Survivor Series.
Yeah, they might just go back to the classic format. We'll see.
Yeah. So we have a qualifying match for us tonight, which is Mishin versus Chelsea Green versus Alexa Bliss. That's the first and only match that we are aware of for the women's Money in the Bank. And we were talking before we pressed record that it's insane that Alexa Bliss or Chelsea Green are not going to be in the Money in
Yeah,
the
they
Bank.
both definitely should be in this match, probably.
They're two of their most popular
Oh,
women's
it's
wrestlers.
crazy.
How are they not? Like what?
So the only thing I lean toward Chelsea winning um
Interesting.
this match and like getting into Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Um I just think Alexa doesn't need the Money in the Bank. Like I think Alexa Bliss can go challenge for a world title whenever. I'm not saying she'd be a bad choice, but I just don't think she needs it. Like
I
that's more
agree.
what it is. Like I think there's a chance Alexa Bliss might be fighting for a women's championship at Money in the Bank. Um like I think there's yeah, I mean it's just like some people just have to kind of like take the loss. And in this situation, I think it's like I don't think it's that much of a loss. Like it sucks that Alexa potentially wouldn't be in the match in this scenario, but I mean, Chelsea being in that match is much more important than Alexa being in that match to me. Just because, and like I said, and it's not a dig on Alexa, it's actually a compliment to Alexa. She's such a star. Like she doesn't need the Money in the Bank. She's already won the Money in the Bank. Um,
Yeah.
so I think, and I think she'll be in a world title feud probably somewhat soon.
Oh, I fully agree.
Yeah. So that's the other thing that I'm like, that has me a little bit
They're
like,
just in a weird spot with the women's titles because both of them are babyface champions.
totally.
So I'm not sure, like,
I think Tiff loses it before Io.
to who.
I don't know. Maybe
Naya.
no.
Bliss beats Naya.
Beats Nia like for the world title.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
Um. Well, that would just get it back on a babyface, though.
Yeah, but I'm just mostly trying to figure out how they get it on Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I was gonna say potentially Naomi to take it off of Tiff.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, give me a good heel Naomi run. Yeah, what about that? Maybe we'll get that feels like something we could definitely get a Saturday night main event. Naomi versus Jade. Get
Yeah, for
another
sure.
rematch of that. Maybe like I quit, falls count anywhere.
That's got to be a
We'll
stipulation.
get a
Steel
stip for
cage.
sure. Yeah, steel cage would be fun. I like falls count anywhere.
Agreed. Those are always a lot of fun. I feel like whoever wins this triple threat, this for the women's qualifying, is maybe the favorite to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think
Like Bliss or Green win, then I feel like I would feel pretty it would be hard to convince me that one of those two isn't going to win Money in the Bank this year.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Do it.
Chelsea Green potentially being Money in the Bank would make that her dropping that US title make a lot more sense.
Well,
I'll tell
that
you
was
that.
the only thing that I was trying to have some faith in. Was like, all right, as soon as she lost, I was like, well, the only thing that would make sense is if she goes after one of the world titles and wins.
Yeah,
However, I think Roxanne's a good call to win.
totally. I think Roxanne's a great call to win. I think I'm trying to think on the Raw side of things. I mean, Roxanne's kind of, I guess, on Raw.
You think Becky's in the match?
No, I actually think that might be a situation where Becky, like, we might get Becky Lyra again at Money in the Bank or something between Saturday night and
Okay, I like that.
Or maybe we get Rhea Io. That's another thing that might happen. Like, we might get Rhea Io at whatever it is, main event, and then have Bianca return.
Yeah, I feel like Bianca's definitely going to be in Money in the Bank.
I kind of think Rhea and Bianca are both going to be in the Money in the Bank match.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be insane.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're getting some stacked Money in the Bank matches this year.
I agree.
Especially on the women's side of things. So that's the other thing. Like, I think there's a chance. Like, dude, they just got to do 8. They can't do 6, man. 6 is not enough.
I know.
And it's like,
I agree.
We'll see.
Because, like, you got Bianca.
They're so deep. And you can go back to 6
Bianca,
whenever you want. Just do 8 when you have the people to.
Bianca, Bliss, and or Chelsea. Maybe Rhea. I think Roxanne's going to be in the match. That's 4 already.
I think Naomi and Jade both might be in the match too. Like, they're both good. Charlotte probably isn't even that bad of a call to put in the match either. Dude, there's people.
Like Nia could even be in the match.
Yeah, I mean, I got stars. And then on the men's side of things too, you got, like, Seth might be in this match. Braun Breaker might be in this match.
Drew
could potentially be in it. Sammy, Penta,
Cross.
There's guys, man. So
Jacob.
They really should.
Alistair, Rusev.
Yeah, they should do 8.
Like,
I think Rusev isn't a
Andrade.
bad, like, dark horse to potentially win Money in the Bank.
Interesting.
I'm really loving this
awesome.
stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of his vignettes that have been going on Raw, but very much
Miro.
He's back. Yes, and he's back to inflict pain on his opponents, and he would like to apologize in advance to his brothers for what he has to do to them, but they've left him no choice. And
yeah, he's awesome.
This is for their own good. He's doing it because he loves them, sort of thing.
Is he him versus Otis was a meat fest. That was pretty awesome. Is he wrestling Tozawa on Raw? Probably.
No. I don't think it was, like, confirmed, but I think it'll probably happen. Tozawa definitely, like, brought it up to Adam Pearce. He was like, I want Rusev.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, when? So I was also trying to figure out, what do you think is next for Randy?
That's interesting.
Because I'm not quite sure what he does next. Maybe if he's just, like, not on TV for a little bit, but it's like,
I could see them giving him some time off, but he did just have time off.
Yeah. because now he's in an interesting spot to where he can't go back to his previous feud with Kevin Owens, but he can't really. They're not going to do Cena versus Orton again because they just said that was the last time ever.
Yeah,
So now it's like you got to start something fresh. What's it going to be? Who knows?
I could see Drew, maybe a little Drew Randy feud. Leading up to SummerSlam, start building something for Drew and Randy.
I'll tell you what,
Potential
and I
fun
know they're
feud.
not on the same show, but like a Karrion Kross and Randy feud
That would be
would
sick.
be awesome. And I'm just trying to
That's a
throw
great way
everything
to kind of
for
put
Kross to
Arian
do.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, can have him feud with Jacob. Make it interesting. You could. It's the thing, man, because you don't want to just put Randy in a spot to where he's just doing something, but at the same time, you're like, I don't know, like what's like you don't. I'm saying you don't want to just like put him in something random, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. There's only one title. Like there's only so many spots to like, and it's just like a good way to start building new stars is to have him feud with Randy Orton. So I
Yeah.
think there's a potential we get him feuding with a newer star.
Him and Mello.
Yeah, I think they could go back to him and Mel. I think him and Cross is interesting. It will be interesting to see if he's on SmackDown tonight.
Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not announced as of right now. I will also say it's definitely, I don't know if something's going to happen. Because Tiff versus Nia, I believe, is the main event for the
It is.
WWE Women's
It
Championship.
is.
So does that raise any suspicions about something that could
I
happen with
just
that
don't think
match?
they would put it back on Nia. Like that's the thing I'm not worried. Like
Yeah.
I just don't think that would be. Yeah, so I think we might get some sort of something. Like maybe Charlotte interferes and we go back to Tiff Charlotte or something, um but look, I'll also say this, like Monday I was like something's got to be happening in this match for the main event. It was the tag match between Io and Rhea versus Julia and Roxanne. I was just like,
Okay.
this is crazy that this is the main. Not crazy. I wasn't mad about it by any means. I was just like, it's interesting because it was interesting they made it the main event. I was like, they must have something because a lot of times they don't love to give the women the main event spots unless in that situation,
And a
unless they're
women's tag match for not a title.
yeah, unless they're doing something big. And then it was kind of just an Io Rhea babyface victory, a little bit of a setup for potential Io Rhea, but nothing. Like it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So that also made me think like maybe it isn't always just going to be something crazy, and
Yeah.
maybe so much has been going on that we've gotten a little bit too. But I don't know. It's really interesting. But I don't think there's any real chance that Nia gets the title back.
Okay.
I think the most realistic thing is Charlotte gets involved and sets up Charlotte Tiff again, or maybe a Charlotte Tiff Nia triple threat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so you guys let us know in the comments. Drop your early Money in the Bank winners. And if you want to watch some more of the Burning Hammer, we have YouTube videos that come out every Wednesday and every Friday. So our videos this week are we asked AI to come up with 5 people who should win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then we asked AI to rank the 5 best Money in the Bank cash-ins and winners. So if you're interested in that, definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button on YouTube at The Burning Hammer. And if you're listening wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure to follow or subscribe. And so that way new episodes will just pop up in your library. It's completely free and it goes a long way. So again, June 28th, Sacred Heart Church.
Be
Riverton, New
there or
Jersey.
be square.
We better see you at that dog event. We'll be in production doing all of that good stuff. And again, make sure to subscribe to Dog on YouTube. That will be linked in the description because
Dog
you
on
can see
YouTube, baby.
what these dog events are like. So, with that being said, I'm Mark Izzo. He's Dylan O'Brien, and we'll catch you in the next video.